All right, so we're going to start with a right rectangular approximation. I gave you the function f of x equals 2 minus x squared. We want 4 subintervals on the interval or the domain 0 to 4. And then we have to ask if our answer is an overestimate or an underestimate. My high recommendation, and it's very highly likely I give you the function already in table form. Okay, and I've got some, it's just scratch paper. We're not doing corrections. This is just for you, right? To be able to, instead of me having the video in the review assignment, we're going to do the video right now. And I'm going to put it in the review assignment, cut it into the review assignment for you guys. Okay. So just practice. Nothing in particular that you have to write on. All right. So I highly recommend putting it into a table. Okay. Most likely when we see this on the AP test, it'll be in table form. Okay. So I'm just going to start by making myself a nice little table. So I've got x and f of x. Okay. I know my x's are right here. This is the domain, right? So I'm going to go 0 to 4. And notice it's 4 subintervals at 0 to 4. That means probably with 1 on all of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't hurt to just double check. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I know I've got the right amount. Okay. This one's going to be weird because we're going to get a negative answer. But it is what it is. We know we sometimes get negative area because it's underneath the x-axis. All right, well, I'm getting that. Start subbing those values into the function and fill out your table. Okay, so put 0 in, put 1 in, put 2 in, put 3 in, and so on. Okay? How's this valid? Yeah. Rram, you're leaving. Don't worry, I'll put it up, so it'll go up. Okay. I'm going to give you another minute. You guys calculate. I'll let you do that part. Okay, so when I put a 0 into here, do we all agree we get 2? Okay, so when you put the 1 in, what'd you get? 1. Good. What about 2? Good. What about 3? -7. Okay, and then what about the 4? -14. Everybody good? Okay. Best thing you can do for yourself is just create that table because it's really easy off of the table. Okay. All right. We know we're doing an Rram. Okay. And then I have 4 subintervals, so I'm gonna write 1 less plus sign. Right. So 3 plus signs. And then we have the Mrs. Ballard weird way to do it where she starts from the side that it says to start from, right? So I'm going to start from the right. Okay. So I look for my distance in between. What's my distance in between? 1. And then I'm going to use this height, which is -14. Okay. I totally just made up this problem. That's why they're all negative, and that's okay. It happens that way sometimes. All right. My next distance in between is what? 1. And then my height is? Good. My next distance in between is 1, and my height is -2. My next distance in between is 1, and my height is 1. Okay. At this point, we're multiplying and adding. Okay. So let's see what we got here. So I'm seeing 1 -2 -7 -14. So let's see. -20. Back part's 21, right? -23 plus 1, -22. Are we all getting the same thing? Make sure my arithmetic's good because it's not always. Do we agree? Yeah? Okay. So now the question is it an overestimate or is it an underestimate? Okay. So typically our function is either all increasing or all decreasing. Okay. I could draw myself a picture of that, right? So there's two things you could do to look at that. Okay. If they give you the function, we could draw that function. It's a parabola, right? It's a parabola. And notice the parabola is upside down with a vertex at 2. So it looks like that. Okay. If I didn't have the function, I could look at my table and go, ooh, that's decreasing. Okay. So I am going to draw some kind of a decreasing function, which is probably going to, and I would probably draw this exact same picture, a decreasing function. Okay. All right. Now, I am looking at a right rectangular approximation. So here's where the drawing rectangles thing comes in. Okay. So my first rectangle would go here. Okay. My next point, I would go here and I would go up to there. Okay, my next point, I would go here and up to there and here and up to there. You have to be careful because just because it's a right doesn't mean it's an over or an under. You have to really know from the picture. That's why we did all that rectangle drawing. So in this case, is it an overestimate or an underestimate? That's an underestimate, right? There's gaps underneath the function. So this would be an underestimate. And I probably am not going to ask for the reason, but the reason would be because it's strictly decreasing and concave down is really what's going on. Okay, we're going to do another one.